guys, how's it going? I'm Sydney from PhoneDog.com. Now, a while back I did a review on the Samsung Craft from Metro PCS, and I said it was the best messaging phone on the market. Now you may be thinking, yeah, but I don't want to switch to a prepaid carrier like Metro PCS. So since then, we have compared the Samsung Craft to the best messaging phone that AT&T had to offer, the Pantech Laser. And now we're going to do the same with Verizon, the best messaging phone that Verizon has to offer, the LG Octane. Now we'll talk now about the cameras on each devices. The Samsung Craft, actually they both have a 3.2 megapixel camera with autofocus and a flash. So, you know, specs are very similar. However, I'm definitely going to have to give the winner, I'm going to have to say the Craft is the winner on this one because picture quality is excellent. And it's one of the things I was kind of disappointed by, you know, with the Octane. Having specs like that, you would expect pretty good pictures. I mean, having an autofocus is definitely a bonus, the flash. But, you know, picture quality, it was just disappointing. The pictures didn't come out as clear as I would have liked. It didn't seem to focus very well. And the colors, they just didn't show up very well. Whereas the Craft, picture quality was just excellent. I mean, it can't be beat by any other phone, probably any other messaging phone on the market right now. Smartphones definitely could beat it. But if we go to media here and we'll take a look at some images, you can see it just, the colors look great. Of course, you can't tell on the video, you know, with the camera, but if you were to see this in person, the colors are very vibrant. It's very clear. It just focused very well. The pictures came absolutely beautifully. So the winner with camera quality is definitely the Craft. Overall, I was just kind of disappointed by camera quality on the Octane. Now we'll talk about battery life because it is pretty different on both devices. The Samsung Craft has a 1500 milliamp hour battery, which is a pretty good battery for a messaging phone. The Octane has a 950 milliamp hour battery. So you would think right off that, you know, the Craft would win in the battery department, but really the Octane was much better. I only got about a day and a half of use out of the Craft, you know, with standard to heavy use, whereas the Octane on standby lasted a week, 7 days. So with normal use, you'll probably get about 3 days out of it, which is very impressive. So battery performance on the Octane was definitely much better. Now we'll talk a little bit about just, you know, peripheral features in terms of, you know, multimedia and things like that. The Craft is a 4G phone, and it also has Wi-Fi. So, you know, while smartphones are usually better in terms of, you know, web browsing and things like that, if you don't want to get a smartphone, but you still want something that can handle web browsing, I would rather use the Craft than the Octane. The Octane I wouldn't recommend for any sort of web browsing, and you know, neither one is going to be stellar, but because the Craft has 4G and it has Wi-Fi, web browsing was definitely better. The Octane, of course, is a 3G phone and does not support Wi-Fi, so definitely an edge again there to the Samsung Craft. Now, one advantage that the Octane has is that it has access to Verizon's VCast music store with Rhapsody, so it makes it easy to download music, and you do have access to Metro Studio where you can download, you know, ringtones and things like that, but just VCast is very simple and very easy. They of course both have micro SD card slots, so you can use that to, you know, put your music onto the device. The Samsung Craft has a 3.5mm headphone jack, and the LG Octane has a 2.5mm headphone jack. Both have micro SD card slots. The Octane supports up to 16 gigabytes. The Craft supports up to 32 gigabytes, and actually comes pre-installed with a card already. I believe it's a 2 gig card. Yeah, it's a 2 gig micro SD card that comes pre-installed. Also comes pre-installed with Star Trek, the full-length film. So, you know, in terms of multimedia, I would have to give the edge to the Craft. Even though you do have access to the VCast music store with the Octane, you can easily transfer your music to the Craft. Plus, you have the 3.5mm headphone jack. the micro SD card slot supports more memory, and it comes already with a card. Another advantage that the Craft has with multimedia is that because the way that Metro prices their plans, if you use data, multimedia features like that, you don't have to pay extra. So, it comes with features like Metro Navigator and Mail at Metro, and you can easily use those and you don't have to pay for extra data. And the email client is actually a very nice email client, especially for a messaging phone. So that's a big, huge advantage, because on the Octane, while it does have those features, you're going to have to pay extra for data, whereas, with the Craft, everything's included, and not only is it included, more ways than not, it's going to perform better than the Octane. Talking about pricing, phone, that's a big deal whenever buying a phone. And the prices are different, simply because the Craft is on a no contract carrier, so it's a little bit more expensive. It's $299, no contract. Currently, they're having a special, it's $229. But at least $200, $229 to $299, depending on when the special ends. The Octane is $99, so much cheaper. However, you don't have to worry about a contract with the Craft, but that's going to depend on you if you want to spend the extra $100. On the Craft, or if you want, more economical. But it is $229 and $99 on contract with Verizon. So that's pretty much it, guys. The Craft versus the Octane. You guys can decide which one you prefer, which features you prefer, and which price you prefer. Also, if you want a contract or if you don't want a contract. One other minor note: there have been a lot of complaints with call quality on the Octane, with there being this echo in the background. I personally haven't experienced that, so I can't, that's not really a variable for me in this review, because I haven't had that problem. But I am going to mention it because some people have complained about it, even though I haven't personally had that problem. But be aware of that. There have been some complaints about the Octane with an echo. I haven't noticed it. Call quality on Metro is, again, a lot of it's going to depend on coverage in your area. And keep in mind, make sure you're in a 4G area for Metro, otherwise the phone won't be available. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. Be sure and check out phonedog.com for more news, updates, and reviews. Right now, we're giving away 100 tablets on our Facebook page, facebook.com/phonedog. We're giving away iPads, Galaxy Tabs, and BlackBerry Playbooks. So check out our Facebook page for more information on that. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, my screen name is It's My Job to Know. And thanks, guys, for watching. Which one do you think is better? Let me know in the comments. But I'm Sydney from phonedog.com, and I'll see you guys later.